Hi everybody, welcome to the Christmas on a Dime YouTube Hop 2015. Thanks for stopping by. We had so much fun doing this last year that it was decided to do it again this year, and I think possibly even more people are participating. And the links to all of their channels will be down below in the description. And we had a little twist this year. We could only use what we have in our stash, nothing from GT kits or anything like that, just, you know, what we had on hand. If we had to go out and purchase anything, we could not spend any more than $20. I did not purchase anything. I strictly used what I had, and got a little happy with it. You know me, if I'm trying something or doing something new, then I like to show you different options with doing the same thing. So that's what we got here. I got a little happy. And I don't know if this is something that has been done before. I haven't seen it, but I also didn't look for it to see if it was done. And I was actually, I should have brought the catalog down with me. I was actually inspired by a catalog photo, even though it isn't what was shown in the photo. It just triggered me and got the juices going, and I ended up doing, oops, I did a loop Christmas tree. Now this one is very tall, and this is the first one that I did. And this one was, I used, my parents had redone their powder room, and Mom gave me leftover wallpaper. So that is, there is a pattern on it. So what I did, I made, I didn't even count the number of strips, but 1/2-inch strips of paper. And on this first one, I didn't measure the length of them, but I did measure the width, so that they were all uniform 1/2-inch wide. And I would, yeah, just looped them. Well, first I made a cone. I actually did use some of the wallpaper to make the cone base also. And then just went around starting from the bottom and glued all the loops on and kept working my way up. Now I did do double-sided. So I had my strip, and I put down some wide double-stick tape, folded it over, pressed it down to secure it, and then did my 1/2-inch strips. Didn't pay attention to the length on this one. I pretty much just tried to make sure that the bottom was even going all the way around. And then I decided, well, let's see if I can dress it up a little bit. So I've got a bunch of this pearl strand. So I just threaded some through the top, the loops on the top layer. You absolutely don't have to dress them up. I just wanted to see what it would be like, but you could do lace, you could do pearls, you could do ribbon, just if you wanted to dress it up a little bit more. So that is that one. And then I said, okay, I've got this pretty wrapping paper, let me use it. Oh, I didn't show you the topper. Sorry. The topper, I did a loop flower, and it didn't sit in there very well by itself, so I covered a popsicle or craft stick with the wrapping paper. This was a vintage brooch, and attached that, and then on the back I attached from an earring so that it would be pretty from either side. And then I just stick that down in the top. So that's that. And then I went for the wrapping paper. I had this really pretty white sparkly wrapping paper. I did it double-sided again because I didn't really want, I could have gone with single on this since it's white, but it's got the sparkle, inside the loops and everything. on this one also. I don't know if it's going to catch the sparkle in this light. But this one is smaller, and I made the cone out of the wrapping paper. Even though wrapping paper isn't real sturdy, once you get all these loops glued on, it definitely, you know, has more weight and substance to it. And I did the same thing with the topper. I attached a piece of pearl with bling around it. Attach that to the popsicle stick. It does sit in there very snugly, so I'm not going to pull it out. But I didn't do bling on the back, so I just covered the back with some more of the wrapping paper. So that's that one. And then I said I want to do sheet music. And it's already double-sided, so easy peasy lemon squeezy. The cone is made out of the music paper. Same thing, all the little loops. On this one, from this one forward, I decided I'm going to make them all the same height as well as the same width. So 3 inches tall and 1/2 inch wide. And then each loop you're folding in or curling in half and just gluing at the top. So that is with the music paper, and that is the topper. And just cover the back with more of the music paper. It also is on a popsicle stick. And then I said, let's try ribbon. So I had some really pretty gold sparkly Christmas ribbon. Did the cone out of cardstock. I hope there's not too much shadow in here. It's hard for me to tell with the light because it's kind of dark outside. And I think, because this is so sheer, I think I'm going to go back and go around the bottom with just a piece of ribbon so that there's not so much white showing through. And then with the top, I just, took a piece and wrapped it around so it looks like a loop flower on top. And with the fabric or ribbon, it's so easy because you lay it out, you do a strip of glue across the top of it, you fold it up, and then you cut your loops, not going all the way up to that top edge, just as if you're making one of the loop flowers, which you've probably seen. Trisha, a little shabby chic, did a tutorial on that, and I will put a link to her channel so you can look for it. But it's the same premise as that. But what I did, I would have a really long length of it, and I would go around and glue. And when I got to where the two ends met, I would cut the strip and start the next row fresh, rather than looping it or just keep going around and winding around and around and around the same strip, because I figured I would probably get a spiral effect, which would be fine, but it's not what I wanted. So each row is an individual strip. And then, I had done the double-sided paper, and I said, well, let me just try one and not do a double-sided paper. And it's pretty, but I wish I had done double-sided on this one. This was actually, this is cardstock cone that I made. And I printed off paper from the Graphics Fairy. That was a repeating pattern. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. But I should have gone ahead and printed on the back also. I don't know if you're going to be able to see from here that, you can see the white pretty clearly. And from, I think, starting with this one, what I did was starting to make, instead of cutting individual half-inch strips, I had my 3-inch length. I folded it up as if I were working with fabric. I did not crease it at the fold. Just folded it up, glued across the top, and secured it. and then just freehand did the cut the loops. I did continue to do separate loops because the paper with the glue, it doesn't have the flexibility that fabric or ribbon will have. So these are still all individual loops glued on. But again, around and around. But for the top, I had the strip and used a thin piece of double stick tape at the top when I folded it and did my snips. And because it was the thin tape, I was able to just wrap that around to do the little floop flower loop flower top. So that worked out well. I printed full size 8.5 by 11, but there was a small white margin around because that's what my particular printer does. So it took 5 sheets of 8.5 by 11 to do this size cone, and I didn't measure it. It's probably a foot, something like that. Yeah, give or take a little bit. Okay, and then I wanted to do fabric, and I had a pretty pillowcase that I had gotten from the thrift store ages ago, and oh my gosh, I absolutely love how this came out. I love how the pattern worked. I used my little shabby tool from the dollar store to shabby it up after it was all done, and this was again long lengths of the fabric that I would go around, cut when the row was complete, start again, go around, so on and so on and so on. Cardstock cone again. This was a gray cardstock, and I covered it with white just in case any showed through. And again, the same little just wrap around top. But I love that. And it's so soft and fluffy. I love the colors of it. Just so pretty. But wait, there's more. Then I decided to use a patterned paper. I can't remember which collection it is, but it was 12 by 12 paper. Everything was black and craft pattern in this collection. So I used one piece of something different to make the cone, 12 by 12 papers, and did the same thing. Made strips, rolled it up, cut across, did my freehand cutting of each individual loop, glued them on, and after I did the second row, I was like, oh no, what if I don't have enough of this design? Do I want to go ahead and do another pattern and kind of alternate? Because I only had 3 sheets of this particular paper. So I was actually on Skype with June and Trisha when I was doing this, and I didn't want to take the chance on getting about to here and then having to use something completely different. So June suggested doing something in a contrasting color. So I just took another design from that collection and just used the craft side. So on the inside of these loops, there is a design, so it's not a stark white or anything. The only thing I didn't like about using the cardstock is that it's impossible to not see, where you did a curve or got a crease in the cardstock. But I love how it came out with the 2 rows of pattern, 1 of the craft, and so on all the way up. And then at the top, I had this cameo brooch. It's on the popsicle stick, sets down in there, and the back is, covered with the paper. And then there is one more burlap. Oh my gosh, I love how this came up. If you do like a rustic type Christmas, you got to have at this one. Cardstock cone. I did the same thing, 3-inch strip, looped it up, glued, snip, snip, snip. And even though there's a lot of like loose single pieces, I love how rustic it made this look. And then the top, there was the burlap I have, the roll is like 8 inches wide, so I still had like a 2-inch strip, and I didn't want it to go to waste, but it was too small to loop, so I just single layered and didn't do loops, just snipped it and then frayed it some and wrapped that around. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, how adorable would this be with tiny little red bows glued all over it, red ribbon bows or something. But I don't have any tiny little red ribbon, so I didn't want to go out and buy it. But just to give you some ideas, you know, or you could do like pearl swag or a lace swag. I mean, the options with the burlap is just, oh, I'm going to have to make more of these because I absolutely love it. So that is my Christmas on a Dime 2015 YouTube Hop project. I hope it gives you some inspiration. I will do a tutorial or process video on how I do these. Hopefully I will get that up pretty quickly. And you know, I think let's make this a little more fun. When you leave a comment, include in your comment which one of these trees you might like to have. And I will do a little drawing. But you do need to go and watch all the other videos also and comment on those. And you do need to be a subscriber to my channel to qualify. And I think that's easy enough. Subscriber, leave a comment with which tree you like, and leave a comment on all of the other videos in this YouTube hop. And I will say, let's do that by Wednesday the 26th. Anybody who's commented by that time. And I will do the drawing probably on Sunday the 30th. Because I have to work on the 28th and 29th. The 27th is Thanksgiving. And I do have to have time to go and look at all the other videos and make sure that you've commented on all of those. So I am not including this tall one that I did out of the wallpaper. I'm going to give my mother the option to have that since it will match her bathroom. And but any of these other ones, absolutely. If you think you might like to have one of these, let me know which one. Well, thank you all so much for watching and for your comments. I really appreciate it. Definitely go check out the other videos in this hop. Everything in the hop is being uploaded today, which is November 21st. So it's not one that's being extended out over a length of time. All the videos are being uploaded today, Saturday the 21st. Alrighty, thank you all so much for watching. Appreciate it. Hope you got some inspiration, and I will see you soon. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.